Ever get that feeling that you're being played when you're trying to buy something? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the sneaky psychology of pricing and a really clever trick that makes you spend more, often without you even realizing it's happening.
So, picture this. You're standing there staring at a menu or maybe a list of subscription plans online, and you just feel stuck, right? You're trying to figure out the best deal, but something just feels a little off. Well, we've all been there. And it turns out that feeling of confusion is often put there on purpose.
So let's dive into how they do it. We're going to look at this incredibly powerful strategy companies use to, well, guide your spending. It all starts with what looks like a totally simple choice. But trust me, it's a very, very clever trap.
And let's use a classic example, one I'm pretty sure you've all experienced. The snack counter at the movie theater. You know the scene. That amazing popcorn smell hits you and you think, okay, I gotta get some.
All right, so you look up at the menu and you see two choices. A small popcorn for 4 ringgit or a large one for 8. The large is double the price. Do I really need that much popcorn? For most of us trying to get the best value, that's actually a pretty tough call.
But then, just as you're about to make up your mind, you spot something else. There's a third option on the menu, squeezed right there in the middle. And this is where the real magic, or, maybe the manipulation, really kicks in.
And there it is, a medium popcorn for 7 ringgit and 50 cents. Instantly, your brain starts doing the math, right? The small is still cheap, but wait a second. The medium is 7.50 and the large is 8? For just 50 cents more, you can upgrade to the biggest size?
All of a sudden, that large popcorn doesn't seem so expensive anymore. In fact, it looks like an amazing deal. The choice that felt so difficult just a minute ago is now completely obvious. Of course you get the large one. That's clearly the smartest option, right?
What you've just walked through is a powerful psychological trick known as the decoy effect. And that medium popcorn?
Yep, that was the decoy.
Perfectly designed to influence your decision. And here's the key. The business never actually expects you to buy the decoy. Its only purpose is to make one of the other options, usually the more expensive one, look like an absolute steal in comparison.
So how does this actually work? It's a pretty simple 3-step process. First, they present you with 2 options. Then, they add a third decoy option. This decoy is specifically designed to be similar to one of the others, but just worse. It's priced awkwardly or just offers terrible value. This works because our brains hate uncertainty, but we love easy comparisons. The decoy gives us a simple, clear reason to choose the more expensive option, and we feel smart about it.
And that's what makes this so incredibly subtle. It works on a subconscious level. You feel like you're making a smart, rational choice, but in reality, your decision has been totally guided by that carefully placed decoy.
Now, you might be thinking this is just about popcorn. Who cares? But this strategy is used for so much more than cheap snacks. It's a go-to tactic for selling big-ticket items where the financial stakes are much, much higher.
Imagine you're in the market for a new car. You have 2 choices. Car A is the base model for 30,000 ringgit. Car B has all the extra features you actually want, but it's 40,000. That 10,000 ringgit difference feels huge, doesn't it? It's a tough decision. You hesitate. That 40,000 ringgit price tag feels steep, and just as you're leaning towards the cheaper option, the salesperson says, well, we do have one more.
And here it is, Car C. It's 50,000 ringgit, but with the exact same features as Car B. Instantly, Car B at 40,000 no longer seems expensive at all. Compared to the ridiculous price of Car C, it looks like an amazing bargain. That decoy just made a 40,000 ringgit decision feel like the easiest choice in the world.
Okay, so we've seen how this powerful effect works, and it's kind of scary, right? So the big question now is, how do you avoid falling for it? How can you be sure you're making choices that are truly your own?
Your most powerful weapon is awareness. Seriously. Simply knowing the decoy effect exists is half the battle. Its power lies in its secrecy. The moment you see the trick for what it is, it starts to lose its grip on you.
So, here's your new game plan. When you're faced with 3 options, I want you to actively search for the decoy. It will always be the one that's clearly a bad deal. Once you spot it, remember its only job is to push you towards a specific choice. Then, mentally remove it. Just ignore the deal and ask yourself, what do I actually need and what's a fair price for it?
Now you have the knowledge to be a much smarter consumer. The next time you see a price list with 3 options, take a second and ask yourself that question. Is this really my choice, or has a decoy already decided for me? By just being aware, you take back control.